Welcome! Today I am going to teach you how to make a chatbot. Not just an ordinary chatbot, but it's an AI chatbot. And for that we'll be using botpress. So this is the ultimate guide on how to use botpress. This is the overview. What we will be covering today. So what is botpress? The basics, which is just an old-fashioned chatbot. And then in advanced, you add AI into it. So for the basics, we got nodes. I'll teach you what that is, inputs, outputs, and the flow. And then advanced, this is all the AI shit. You got the knowledge base, AI, tasks, execute code, integrations, and agent. I'll explain everything. So what is botpress? Botpress is a platform that makes it easier to build bots. Duh. Instead of coding everything, you can just use a simple graphic UI. So what does botpress offer? Why pick botpress instead of VoiceFlow or any other platform? Well, botpress, what I really like about botpress is the community. You can learn from a lot of people here. So if something you don't know, you just jump into Discord and then just ask. The price is very cheap considering the value that it gives. You get the first 1,000 tokens for free, which is amazing. Unless you have a business, you won't really need 1,000 tokens. It's not really tokens like ChatGPT, it's per message. So one message is one. So you got 1,000 of that for free, which is amazing. I'm telling you, it's amazing. You can start learning, you can do anything because it transfers also. Once you know how to use botpress, you can use VoiceFlow. It's pretty simple stuff. How do you get started? You make an account, you log into an account, everything has Google sign in now, so just log in and then just create the bot. Once you created a bot, it'll be like this. So the bot, you can delete it, you can edit it, and I'll show you how to edit it soon. So there's integrations. Where to put your bot? You want it on your website, which is just a web chat, in your Gmail, you want it in your WhatsApp, you want it in Telegram, Slack, Messenger, Instagram, whatever it is. So and then there's the logs where if you publish the bots, you will see, this is just to find errors, if you have errors for the bots and all that. Analytics, this is pretty useful. You see how many users are using your bot, and then you can test it out. But we won't be testing it out in here, we'll be testing it out inside the edit mode. So once you edit, botpress will suggest you a few templates to start off when you're editing. So depending on what you need, right, it doesn't really change a lot of things here actually. It's just it's faster for you to like make new bots. So what we want is the documents or website, whatever it is. Let's make a website bot this time, right? So let's do it. Let's do Duta Software, which is my company. Cool, and say hello to your bot. So what this bot right now is doing, what this simple node is doing, is just collecting data from my website and putting it here. Let's get to the first part. Node. What is a node? A node is basically just a container that you put all your tasks in. So like this is a node right here, and you put in more tasks, add cards. You put in more of these cards inside this node. What the nodes can do is connect to other nodes. You get me here? So you can make a flow, any flow you want with the node. Next is input. What is an input? It's just capturing information. You want the user to answer something, prompt the question. That's just an input. I'll show you the example of an input now. Basically here, you see the start. The start node goes to the chat knowledge node. So you can insert an input here, capture information. There's all these types of information: single choice, multiple choice, blah 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 blah. All these are useful, but what we usually need is just this raw input. This lets the user type anything they want. So if you add this raw input, it will say question to ask user. Let's say, what's your, you enter name. So now, once we refresh this and we say hi, the bot will say, hello, I am your new chatbot. Enter name. So you can now enter the name. What's cool about this input is you can create a variable. What is a variable? Variable is a slot. You can insert data into it and it will remember the data. So like a name, we have a name variable, so the data of the name can enter inside the name variable. So once you do this, you move on to the next step. Because inputs, there's a lot of inputs, but usually you just want this raw input. Unless you want specific, just the raw input. So for this name, we already put the variable, and we can move on to the output, which is what we want to tell the user or show the user, display to the user. So there's text, image, audio, video, file, card, carousel, location, all these things you can share to the user. So for example of what we're going to do is, once we get the user's name, we can do this, drag this into here, make another node. You see, there's another node here. You can add the output, send message. So in the text, you can add anything you want, but we are going to add the variable name that we just added to the input. So what the user will see is their own name. So if I do hi, it will prompt me to enter my name, and then I'll do Firaz, and it will come up with Firaz. That's about it. You can add images, videos, whatever you want. Audio even, depends on the input. So let's move on to the next step, right? The flow. This, we already did it actually, is how your node connects to another node. That's all. What's the difference between intent and expression? Intent is to find what the user wants to do. An example of an intent is I want to go back, I want to cancel, I don't want this anymore, things like that. Botpress will understand that and then move the node to the desired node. But I will show you the expression, because that is the thing that we will always use, and we won't actually be using intent that much, but you can if you want. So here in the flow logic here, there's an expression. Press this expression, it's just like this one. Expression condition is true, that means it's just gonna go there. You can put something more like workflow.name, which is our name variable, equals to true. So with this, it only goes to here if the work name equals to true. But I don't want that. Workflow name dot not equals kosong, 0. So this will only go true if the work name is not nothing. So what we have now is if I just type this, so that's how the flow works. So you can just connect one node to another node. That's how you connect them using a flow. Good? Understand? Right, good. Next, that's all for the basics. Just with these skills, you can actually make a useful chatbot already. You can make a chatbot that answers questions and display what you want. But we are in 2023, so we have AI now. So for the first AI part is knowledge base. What is a knowledge base? A knowledge base is information that the AI can get from a website or a document or a text file. It can get the data and spit it out back to you. So how do you do it? Just click on the left side here, you plus this, and you can see all the different options. So for this time, I am going to add web pages. Add page, add from URL, software.co. After that's done, close it here. Then you have to enable knowledge entering right here. Once you enable it, you can refresh the bot and you can ask, what is Juta Software? From the website, it gets the data and then it answers. Juta Software is a company that offers services and other software solutions. Blah 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 blah. You can do a lot of different things with knowledge base actually. You can put FAQs here in the PDF and you'll have all your FAQs just in a chatbot. Moving on to the next part, which is the AI task. AI task. This is quite complicated, but not really. Once you know what it is and what it does, you can easily play around with it, just like ChatGPT. So you add card here, and in the AI part here, you can just drag this and put it here. So there's 3 parts of it: task instruction, task input, and stored variable. Stored instruction is what you tell the bot to do. So let's say I do greet the user name as. You can do this, and then you can do name, and then the task input. Task input is the data that we want to insert into the AI, what the AI wants to know. So for here, we can do name equals to bracket workflow.name. So now our AI knows what our name is, and the variable what we want to put it in is just like the name. You can put it in AI response. So now we can add a text down here, add workflow.ai response. So now the AI will get our instructions, give us the answer, and display it in the text. So now if you do hi, just enter the name, and then I'll do Firaz, just say hello Firaz, because I just tell them to greet me. That's about it. But you can do unlimited things with this. You can tell the then ask what can I help you with. You can actually do anything. Your creativity is good enough. But I want you to figure that out yourself. So play around with it. Make it do stupid shit. Next part is execute code. Execute code is basically just having a code editor inside botpress. It uses JavaScript. So if you don't know JavaScript, it's gonna be the learning curve is gonna be quite shitty. But if you know how to use ChatGPT and you know how to like generate code, it shouldn't be a massive issue because there's a lot of tutorials out there. For now, what we're gonna do for this execute code is just very simple stuff. stuff, right? We can set variables, we can multiply, we can do all these logic-based things. But what I'm going to teach you now is the next part, which is integration. So for integrations, you can actually just use execute code, because what integration is, it connects botpress to another third-party app. Let's say you have code high level, let's say you have Slack, you have Zapier. So I'm just gonna grab this code here because I'm too lazy to write it myself. And then you can just paste it here. It's gonna have a lot of errors, but you can just fix it. You make a variable called webhook success. Success should be boolean, code, this workflow should be workflow name, and you can just, this is the webhook. Just add this webhook. If you have another webhook, you can just put it here, and it will send these data into this webhook, and this webhook can do what you want. So let's do this. Try it now, even though probably I didn't really activate it, but it should work. You can just copy this if you want. This will work, but don't trust this because I haven't activated it in the integration. Nice part, agents. Agents is a very useful feature in botpress. It's basically just shortcuts to your AI. We already have two examples of agents: is summary, knowledge, translator, personality. We already have two activated, which is the summary agent and the knowledge agent. The knowledge agent is the knowledge base where you can get all the data and all that, and the summary agent just summarizes everything. Translator agent, it translates for you. So if I type in Malay, it can reply in Malay. So apakah juta software? Just translate to what is juta software. So it will do its thing. Okay, never mind. Masukkan nama, you see? It translates for me already. The personality agent is adding personality to your chatbot. It just enhances the text that's already there. So if you put in here, you are a customer service rep, that replies with a lot of emojis. So if I do hi, I do Faraz, see? It puts the emoji, even though I didn't put the emoji myself. So it's a bit slow, and then it will put the emojis. Okay, so for a bonus lesson here, this is a trick that you can get the AI to improve your knowledge based answer. So I'm just gonna, this is a prompt. So for AI, the major thing you need to learn is how to prompt the AI, what to ask the AI, right? So considering the information in KB, you will attempt to assist by providing relevant response to the user's query. If the KB lacks an answer, you will indicate you don't know the answer. Workflow. What is event preview? Event preview is the latest message that the user adds. So if I do this, I do wow, internet, what is software? This is the knowledge-based answer, and this is our AI answer. I'm not sure why is it in German, right? I ask, what is the software now? This is the knowledge-based answer, and then this is our AI answer. So you can play around with this, take this as like the backbone, and then you can adjust it to suit your needs. This is actually very, very useful. You can do a lot of things with this. You can consider the answer and then consider the question and then do whatever you want with the answer. So that's about it for the first part of the guide. If you want more guides, message me or text me or just join the Discord, and that should be it.